Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC-Mura here, and in today's video we have gained 5 attacks and how you can punish them. And I'm gonna start with Gill, and it's not just an attack, it's a setup, and it's a V-Trigger 2 setup, one that is very common. I'm sure if you have played versus Gill and you play at a decent level, you have pretty much seen this or had to block this, right? It is this particular setup. He will put the icicle on the ground and then will use the knee to overhead or not, right? It's a very common setup, one of the very basic V-Trigger 2 setups with Gill, and one that you will see a lot. Of course, this setup is very good, right? But there is a thing that you have to keep an eye for here. If you happen to block this setup, notice that Gill was minus 12. Let's check this out again. I'm gonna block it one more time. And when you do, Gill is minus 12 on block, right? Gill is negative on block. You can actually get a punish here. So if you happen to block this setup, you do get a punish. So for example, with someone like Colleen, I can get a combo punish here with my standing medium or even my heavy. So as you can see, you do get a combo punish on that one. Of course, Gill have a lot of mix-ups with this V-Trigger. There is something like slight things that I want to hint on. You want to keep an eye on when he is putting the ice trap. If he's putting it at a far distance, like let's check out the other sequence and notice the difference. In this one, Gill is gonna put the icicle behind Colleen. And when he does that, he's going for an overhead or a low. The right left one, he's gonna put it under her. So let's check this out again. For the right left one, see, the ice kill or the ice trap is under Colleen. For the overhead low one, it is behind Colleen. The overhead low ones are pretty much safe. You can kind of 3-frame the overhead, but they are a better mix-ups in my opinion. But overall, for the right-left mix-ups, when Gill does that, and if you happen to block it correctly, Gill is massively unsafe in these situations, and you can get a punish on him. And now for my second attack, I wanted to talk about Juri. Juri, of course, have her store specials. There is 3 versions, the light, medium, and heavy. So what I'm gonna talk about today is the medium version. The medium version sometimes is used at a throw bait. It's typically what's gonna be used for shimmies. So you're gonna see a lot of Juri players doing stuff like that, right? Because she does get good conversions if she happen to land the medium store. Of course, if you happen to block the medium store by itself, it is unsafe, right? It is minus 4 on block, so you do actually get a punish here. Juri also moves fairly close to you, so there is an absolute punish opportunity here, right? What I wanted to talk about is a lot of times Juri player will, if this happen to get blocked, they will cancel the medium store to the light one, right? When she does the light one, it is the fireball, and this is minus 2 on block, right? So she is completely safe at this point. If you happen to try to attack her or anything, she will be able to block, right? But there is a gap here between the medium kick release and the light kick release. There is actually a gap that you can beat with a 3 frame. So let's check this out again. I can 3 frame this and land a counter hit, right? More often than not, if they happen to do it on blocks, the Juri players will try to go for the light kick release to make it safe. So this is something that you can exploit. You can also heavy punch DB here. Or super, of course. Super, that would work, but I wanted the heavy punch DB. That will beat it every single time. You can armor through it. There is a lot that you can do. And if the Juri player does the right things, they should do the medium to the heavy to the light, and in this block sequence there is nothing you can do. As you can see, I'm trying to match my 3 frame, nothing is coming out. It's a true block string. So if the Juri player ever try to do the medium one on block, make sure to always match your 3 frame, because if she happen to just not cancel it into anything, you will get a punish. If she try to cancel it into the light kick store, you will get the counter hit conversion, and if she cancelled into the heavy, it's a block string anyways, she can't really do much about it. And now for our third attack, I wanted to talk about Blanka's EX reversal when he have V-Trigger 2 on. When Blanka have his V-Trigger 2 activated, he can cancel out of his EX up ball. So let's check this out. Maybe you will try to punish Blanka here. he will do the EX reversal. Typically you can punish this with a crush counter, right? You will try to do your crush counter, but he will be able to cancel it into another Blanka ball, and he will get the punish on you, right? So this might seem really annoying, but he actually is still punishable. It's just that the window is shorter, and you would have to use something with a higher hitbox. So for example, if we repeat the same sequence again, but I will use my standing heavy punch instead of my standing heavy kick, I will still be able to crush counter him, but he will be in the air. So you will have to adjust your combos. Instead of doing something like heavy kick into run, whatever, you will use something like your standing heavy punch for the crush counter. So maybe we can get a conversion like that. You know, cool combos, never seen before one, right? So when Blanka does this, you can still absolutely get a punish on him. It's not safe or anything. You don't have to wait for him to drop down. Just as soon as you see him do the up ball, try to use a move with a high hitbox. Something like Ken standing heavy punch, or something that hit a little bit in the up, the 45-degree angle or the upwards direction would do the job versus this attack. Now for our fourth attack, I wanted to talk about Honda's V-Trigger 1. In V-Trigger 1, Honda it's an install V-Trigger. He gets a new move, and it is a headbutt that can be done without charging. And this headbutt, he will charge in place for a little bit, like he will charge the attack, kind of like Abigail's V-Trigger 2. And when he does that, if he fully charges it, it guard break, and of course he can do this attack without having to charge backwards. This V-Trigger is really nice because of stuff like that. You might try to V-reversal his hand pressure, and then he will charge through and power through your attack. He gets one hit of armor as he is charging. But just like Abigail's, when Honda is charging this, you can absolutely throw him out of it. So let's check this sequence again. So like even with Laura, I was able to command grab him out of it. It is a little bit hard though, because once it flies off, he's kind of airborne, so you can't throw him. It is a lot harder to throw Honda out of this than it is to throw Abigail. You can also use armor against this. So for example, if he is doing it, we can do our armored EX move. And as you can see, it kinda trades with it, but it kinda depends on when the armor hit. If I did it a little bit later, I should be able to power through. Let's check it out again, because I failed it this time. I'm gonna try to do it a little bit later, and you could get it, right? Of course, when you block this attack, if you don't have any of the other options, if you don't have a fast hitting attack, what you can do is jump forward. So for example, when Honda does this, try not to jump backward. Jumping backward is really bad. What I would recommend is actually jumping forward. You wanna jump over him. This is of course is not a punish, but you are pretty much wasting his V-Trigger, and Honda gets only 3 of these when he have his V-Trigger on. It's a really good V-Trigger, and there's a lot of variants to it, but overall you can throw it, multi-hit attacks work, armor work, or you can just jump forward or neutral jump to avoid it. And now for our final attack, I wanted to talk about old Zeku's Bushin Flip. It is kind of like his Demon Flip special move, right? Bushin Flip is very interesting because Zeku can do his kick version, which hits from the front. He can do it really early, or he can do it really late. If Zeku happened to do it early, let's check out. This is an early version. This is pretty nice because it could trade or beat a lot of our anti-airs. For example, if I try to crouching medium punch it with Nash, it is beating it or is trading a lot, right? Even with my standing medium kick, as you can see, right? He's getting a lot of counter hits here. So early Bushin Flips does have benefits. He can also do it really late, and if he happen to do it late, as you can see, it is more likely that I will anti-air him, right? So a later Bushin Flip is gonna get anti-aired, an early Bushin Flip have a better chance of beating anti-airs. So what is the risk of doing an early Bushin Flip? Now the issue with early Bushin Flip is, as you saw, when Nash is blocking this, he is +4. This means that Nash actually get a punish. So if I happen to block this, I can actually punish him for it. The late Bushin Flip will be plus. Zeku will be plus in this scenario. So what you can do here is to try to block a high push flip or an early push flip and get a punish on Zeku. It is a pretty tricky move to deal with in all honesty because there's a lot of variants and he can be from like -5 to -3 or blossom block if it is really low. Overall it's a pretty good attack, but if you happen to block a push and flip that you suspect is really high like that one, make sure that you are trying to punish it and getting the most out of it. And that is pretty much it for today's video. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. It helps the channel so much. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.